1. Yo, for those of you watching live, my bad, dude. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties today, so we're off to a little bit of a late start. For those of you that are watching on replay, well, you really wouldn't have known any of that unless I just said something, right? It wouldn't have mattered to you. You wouldn't even know the difference, but I'm super glad you're here either way. Hey, check it out. Woke up extra early this morning so I could build out today's episode of hashtag Rise and Grind. I'm super excited to share it with you. But as I went downstairs, like I always do, grabbed my hashtag Rise and Grind planner. It always makes me think of my trusty, dusty notebook from those kids shows that my kids like to watch. But as I grabbed my hashtag Rise and Grind planner, opened it up to today, and at the very top of every page in the Rise and Grind planner, there's always a quote that is submitted by actual Rise and Grind members, which I love. And right there at the top, there was a quote from my friend Sandy Slade, who I got to see over at Digital Dealer just a couple weeks ago, and the quote that she submitted, okay, now these are people's favorite quotes. This is not Sandy's quote, just to clarify. And the quote that she submitted is, "For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it?" And as I read that, I thought, that is so Sandy. If you do Sandy, that is 100% so Sandy, but it really hit me this morning. For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? And when I thought about that quote, I thought, man, as we each, you and I, are stepping into new seasons in our lives, I think especially right now, here post-pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, here in 2021, all of us are stepping into new areas of our lives, right? All of us are stepping into things that are new. But what I love is where she follows it, it says, I have already begun. And to me, what that reminder was that though we are stepping into maybe new areas, maybe we're stepping into new careers, maybe we're stepping into new relationships, maybe you yourself are stepping into new areas in technology, maybe you're stepping into new understandings of the future, you're bringing something with you. You see, the transition that you're in now into something new had already begun. It's begun a long time ago. All of the skills, all of the experiences, everything that you've walked through up till this point in your life has literally built you, curated you, crafted you specifically for what's next. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for that this morning, Sandy. I am currently getting people on Instagram saying they can't see on Facebook. I am currently getting errors on Clubhouse saying that I don't have good signal. I am currently getting errors on my Wirecast that I've never seen before, saying that there is server issues sending to Facebook. And so I share all of that with you because all of those errors tell me that we are about to do something powerful today. And so I am super excited for episode 993 of hashtag Rise and Grind. Let's do this. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? See, there's no excuse for you not pushing yourself to the next level. In order for you to create a new you must have a new mindset. When teams come together, we can create things that are greater than the sum of all of their parts.
Good morning and welcome to Hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to 8, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend, dude? Today is Wednesday. That's right. Today is Wednesday, aka CMA Day. That is Carter Myers Automotive Group, the #1 best automotive group organization on the planet, as far as I am concerned. And I always call Wednesday CMA Day because I get the opportunity to work with their team, which is such a gift, a treasure, and a blessing. They're just an incredible organization all the way around. And so today being Wednesday, CMA Day, if any of you are looking to shift careers or you're in the auto industry and you want to get in a vehicle that is going to help move your life forward, just let me know. I can connect you with Liza or Scott or any of the folks over there at CMA, and we can see if you're a good fit, right, for their organization. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in. But hey, we are counting up. Not counting down. We are, did I already say first and last time it'll ever be? Did I already say that? I am so all over the place right now. But anyways, it's CMA Day. It's October 27th, 2021. First and last time it'll ever be October 27th, 2021. So let's make the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. Fair enough? Fair enough. We are counting up to the 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. 1,000th episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. Now, today is episode 993, and apparently this is a very unique and special one. So 993 times we have gone live at 5:30-ish a.m. Monday through Friday for the last 4 years. Now, I say we for two reasons. I say we because if I did this by myself and you didn't ever show up, they probably would have locked me in a crazy house for talking to myself 993 times for 30 minutes, right? So the show doesn't work without you. Never has, never will, never would have. So I say we for that reason. I also say that we have gone live 993 times because there have been a handful of episodes that I did not host. There are a handful, maybe even a couple handfuls, to be more specific, a couple handfuls of times where I was on a plane and wasn't able to go live, or usually that was the only reason, is if I was in the air. I never once have called in sick to the show. That's never happened. Even when we've had technical difficulties, if I've had to do a show later in the day, I do a show later in the day. But there have been some times where travel for work just made it to where it was impossible for me to do a show. And so when I say we, that also has to include my friends like Danelle Delgado, who stepped in and hosted some shows for me every once in a while. Scott Simons has come in. Scott Simons has come in and hosted shows for us before as well. My entire Wirecast software just completely froze. The entire feed to Facebook, the entire thing. Oh, there it goes, and it just popped back up. Dude, this is crazy. 993 episodes. I've never, ever experienced what we're experiencing right now. But my friend Scott Simons has done, he covered for me for some episodes of Hashtag Rise and Grind. We had the great Heather Parody. She joined us for a while. She not only covered a couple episodes for me, but she also submitted a bunch of segments to make Rise and Grind even better for all of us. And of course there was Brian Benstock. Liza has participated and helped us here on Rise and Grind. Shaka Dyson. My friends Fred and Lou did some episodes of hashtag Rise and Grind. They covered a couple as well. And so I am so grateful that they all pitched in to keep our streak alive, right? To keep the streak alive, to be able to get to where we are today, 993 episodes in. It's been amazing. So to give you a little context on what 993 episodes looks like, all right, to give you some context, 993 episodes. So there's a show called American Dad. Go ahead and drop it in the comments if you've ever seen that show, or flash your mics over on Clubhouse. I can see you over there. Go ahead and there's a show called American Dad, and that show has had 300 episodes, to give you an idea. All right. And then there's another show called Criminal Minds. Flash your mics if you've ever heard of Criminal Minds. Anybody over on Clubhouse? Can you guys hear me over there? Okay. I see a couple mic flashes. There they are. Okay. Criminal Minds, 324 episodes of Criminal Minds. And then there's a show called ER. What about ER? Everybody knows ER, right? Flash your mics if you know ER, or drop it in the comments if you know ER. Okay, so ER had 331 episodes of that particular show. What about this one? Great Grey's Anatomy. Anybody ever hear of Grey's Anatomy? Grey's Anatomy. Do we have any Grey's Anatomy fans in the building? And feel free, yeah, you can raise your hands too over on Clubhouse, right? Grey's Anatomy, 369 episodes that I'm sure Sarah McCord has watched every single one, based on the way she's flashing violently right there. So Grey's Anatomy, 369 episodes, to give you an idea. Law and Order SVU. Law and Order SVU. Go ahead and flash if you know that show. Drop a comment. I'd love to know if you've ever heard of that one. Law and Order SVU. 500 episodes of Law and Order SVU. And then there's this cartoon, The Simpsons. Right? Anybody know The Simpsons? Bart Simpson, Maggie Simpson. I think it's Lisa Simpson. All right. Homer Simpson. Did I leave? I think I got them all. Right? And the dog. So The Simpsons have had 700 episodes. 700. Now, there are a couple other shows out there that have broken the 1,000 mark, and these are shows like, David Letterman, Tonight Show, daily shows like that. They've broken the 1,000 mark, far exceeded it. You've also got some game shows that have broken that 1,000 mark, right? Like Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, those types of shows that have been around forever and ever and ever and ever. And unfortunately, you have there's a show called like Jerry Springer. I don't know if any of you ever watched, or no one probably will claim that they watched. If I said blink your mics if you watch Jerry Springer, I probably would. Look, only Joy Farley. She's the only one willing to admit that she watches Jerry Springer, even though every single one of you watched at least 5 episodes of Jerry Springer. I could probably say that, right? But Jerry Springer, over 1,000 episodes. And then all of the soap operas. One Life to Live, All My Children, As the World Turns, Guiding Light. Dude, these soap operas, between 13 and 16,000 episodes. I was looking up the episode count. I was like, what? 13,000, 15,000, 16,000 episodes? No wonder their plots are awful, because they've done everything 4,000 times over. Like, are you kidding me? This is why, like, the person dies, comes back as an alien, so on and so forth. My Wirecast software just shut down again on the Facebook stream, so that's awesome. 13 to 16,000 episodes, right? And so here we are on hashtag Rise and Grind. 993 episodes. We're approaching episode 1,000. To give you just a little bit more of what that looks like, that is 500 hours, roughly. That is 500 hours of content. If you were to watch 500 hours of content back to back to back to back, it would take you roughly 21 straight days, 24 hours a day, to be able to consume every episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind. We've had over 3 million views of the show, which is spectacular. And we've been able to reach 172 different countries around the world. Hashtag Rise and Grind, with your help and your support, has made a massive impact on this planet. And as we close in on episode 1000, it is important that we remember some of the things we've done, some of the things we've been able to accomplish in those 1000 episodes. But first, before we do, we're going to try my best to do a little dancing. I don't know what's going on this morning. I don't know. Okay, but the music's working. The music's working. You guys can hear the music on Clubhouse. I can't see anyone on Facebook right now. I can hear the music in my headphones though, and that brings me back home. So I'm super excited about that. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button, if you dare. Hit that share button, if you dare. That's right, on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button. Over there on Instagram, feel free to go ahead and share it out. And then, of course, on Clubhouse, just hit that plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We would greatly appreciate it if you share this out. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me, whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay. Say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Fair enough? Fair enough. I see you over here on Instagram. I see Mary Lynn. Yes, you don't have to hear it. You've heard it 1,000 times, right? Literally 1,000 times. We've got Authora in the building. How you doing, Dave? Execute, great to see you. K-Jin Inspired 2019. I'm glad you're here as well. Linda Sims, thank you for being here. Tim Hunt, I am glad you're here. Author Natasha Smith, good morning. What's up, Irie? Good morning. I see Mustang Alley is in the building. Champions are essential. Good morning to you. What's up, Tristan Smith? How you doing, Diddy Mo 28? Claudette is in the building. Good morning, Ramon. Great to see you, sir. Good morning, Justin Kanikowski. I'm glad you're here. What's up, Dr. Rowe? I'm going to slide down a little bit. I'm going to say good morning to my friend and champion, Miss Tamara Andrus. Great to see you this morning. What's up, Stephen Kuhn? I am glad you're here. Renee Nor, great to see you. And Jennifer, my man Scott Simons is in the building. Mrs. Mariana and Dora Maria. What's up, Amanda? How you doing, Navia and Steve? And Sadamini is in the building. Wisdom Guy is in the building. I've got Marion Washington over here on Instagram. I see Jeff and Sharon and Kimberly and Michelle and TM and Dr. and Douglas and Jean and Dr. Kana. Dr. Kana is up in here today as well. I'm flipping. I see Benita and Debbie and Winifred and Maxine. Good morning, Larissa. Good morning, Kiacha. Good morning, Deshawn. Great to see you. Good morning, Jeanette and Priscilla. Larissa, everything's off this morning a little bit here in Breakfast with Champions, as you can hear. But I can hear you on Facebook, but on Clubhouse, the Rise and Grind is playing on repeat. What? Can you guys hear the music on Clubhouse? Flash your mics if you can hear the hashtag Rise and Grind song on Clubhouse. Nobody. What is going on? Alright, this is the weirdest morning ever. Yeah. Oh, I see. It was just too loud. That's all. Okay, gotcha. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. Hey, those are enough on the good mornings, right? Enough on the good mornings. Okay, hey, check it out. We're going to be live in person next weekend. And we have a full production team that we paid over $50,000 for that is going to make sure there are zero technical difficulties at that particular event. There you go. You want the real deal experience? Let's make that happen. I was saying, Larissa, timing is off today, but the good news is we have CMA day, so we'll be able to pour into CMA here in just a little bit. But for those of you that can, we would love for you to join us next weekend in Lexington, Kentucky for the Grow for God conference. Go to growforgod.com. If you haven't got your tickets yet, we will be there live and in person with all of these amazing humans, all the ones that I listed off earlier as well. We'll be there in attendance, so make sure you come join us. Okay, all right, let's try to wrap this thing up. You ready?
Good morning, Glenn Lundy. It is 5:30 in the morning. I want to see who else is up and who else is grinding.
Go out there, chase those visions, live a life where you thrive, not just survive. Hashtag rise and grind.
My dad was homeless once. He told me that the worst part is that he felt invisible. I don't think anyone should ever feel that way. Today I'm going to do something for a homeless person. It doesn't take much to make someone feel special. They just need to know someone cares about them. If only everyone would help one person, then everyone would know they're not alone. If you want to help, I can give you a backpack. Then you just fill it up and give it away. It's easy, really, but it makes a difference. I would like to help you a little.
Joe, I'm Gillis. Is this the first one you handed out?
Yep.
It is. I'm the first one. Might be the first of millions, you never know. Awesome glove. Awesome. Good to meet you, Joe. I appreciate you, buddy.
Hopefully when I'm older, I can do even more. Rise, evolve, impact together.
For those of you listening on Clubhouse, you're going to want to go check out that video. You can check it out on YouTube. Just go to hashtag Rise and Grind Blessing Bags, I believe. And what that was is we did a campaign here in hashtag Rise and Grind. We decided that we would give the backpacks. We gave away Rise and Grind backpacks for free. And in those Rise and Grind backpacks, it had a little card that talked about what Rise and Grind was and how we wanted to invite everybody to come be a part of our movement. And so we handed out the backpacks for free, and then it was people's responsibility to then fill those backpacks with goods and items for and then go give them to homeless people. right? Warm socks and food and snacks and gloves and things like that. And then as a part of that, my son really wanted to participate. So we recorded my son going in and shopping at Walmart, picking out all the things, putting them in backpacks. And then we recorded him going out, and he found someone who was homeless and ultimately gave that person a backpack. And that's what that video was right there. So you got to go check it out. It's an awesome video. What's cool about that is that person that he gave that backpack to, when we ran the video went semi-viral, not viral, but semi-viral. And it turned out that the homeless person that my son had selected was a missing person. His family had been searching for him for a long time. And ultimately, they were able to find him due to that video, reconnect him with his family, which was amazing. Another thing that amazing that happened is my friend Margot Miller, her daughter Annalise, really took to this idea. And so her daughter got a ton of backpacks and really wanted to serve homeless veterans specifically. And so she took the backpacks and went out and gave them to homeless veterans. And then she started her own little organization to support homeless veterans, which my entire Wirecast software has once again frozen up and shut down. So she ended up creating her own organization called the Lemon Aid Stand, AID, the Lemon Aid Stand, and it's a foundation for homeless veterans. And now she has given out thousands of backpacks with the support of the local community to homeless veterans all over the place. Amazing, right? Amazing. And she's like 12, I think, 12 years old, 13 years old. So that was all sparked from us here in hashtag Rise and Grind with this idea to give out these blessing backpacks. Now, there's many other experiences like this that we've had here as part of the Rise and Grind tribe. For example, we did something called a Facebook Live-a-thon. Our friend Michelle Suri was battling cancer, and she was a friend of ours from the automotive world. And so we got together and we did something called a Facebook Live-a-thon, which was the term that I coined it and created. And we figured we'd do like a Jerry Lewis style telethon, but we would do it with Facebook Lives. And we would collaborate a bunch of people together and have them go live one after another, 30 minutes at a time, for 24 hours straight. And talk about how cancer has impacted and affected them in their lives, and raise money for Michelle Suri for her battle. So this Facebook Live-a-thon was the first of its kind, and the Rise and Grind community all poured in, as well as the automotive community. And together, we raised $47,000 in 24 hours to help Michelle battle cancer. Not only did we help her, but ultimately Michelle is on the backside now. She did have to have a mastectomy, and I mean, it's been a many year battle for her. But she is on the backside now, and she is alive and healthy, and she is smiling with her beautiful smile. And it's been such an amazing thing to know that we all played a part in saving her life, right? Now, we also, at one point, came together for another Rise and Grind member that was battling cancer, Jill McLean. And Jill McLean's story is not as butterfly and rainbows. Jill battled cancer for just under a year and passed away. But you guys, the Rise and Grind community, you guys poured into her husband, Derek, and her children. You supported them financially. Ultimately, I think somewhere around $37,000, something like that you guys put together to support him and those kids. And I tell you, Derek has been giving back ever since. Your boy Derek has bought tickets for people to attend every event we've ever had. He's bought planners and hoodies and gear for people. He has supported our community in such a powerful way. He is a man who is all about giving back. And so you made his life easier, and you also inspired him to do the same for others. Pretty incredible, right? Pretty incredible. Then there was the Rescue One Global Facebook Live-a-thon. Now, this was the second Facebook Live-a-thon of its kind. And in this particular case, the goal was to raise money and awareness to help battle human sex trafficking. We decided to use the same premise that we used with Michelle, but this time we'd point the attention to the global pandemic that is sex trafficking. And so we took some information that we got from Rescue One Global and we collaborated just like we had on Michelle. And the goal was to raise $100,000. Because if we could raise $100,000, then the government would match that $100,000, and Rescue One Global, a small organization in Nashville, Tennessee, that is traveling around the world, literally pulling young women out of cavernous areas that they're being abused. If we could raise $100,000, they would receive an additional $300,000 for $400,000 total. But we had a deadline, and it had to get done. And so we literally had 24 hours to make this happen. And folks, the Rise and Grind community all came together, came through. We ran programming for 24 hours straight, 30-minute segments on different people's Facebook platforms all around the world. And we raised $112,000 in 24 hours that ultimately another $300,000 got thrown on top, battling $400,000, nearly $500,000 to help battle human sex trafficking. You did that. The Rise and Grind community. You guys did that, making a global impact on this planet. Now, there was also the moment where we picked up Austin Smith. Austin Smith was a young homeless kid in his early 20s. My son and I saw him walking down the street in the middle of a rainstorm, and I remember pulling over and being fearful because my son was in the car of picking up a stranger. But I said to my son, I said, Joel, there's a young man out there in the pouring rain. He's carrying all of his belongings. He's 7 miles away from anywhere. What should we do? And my son simply said, without any hesitation, pick him up. He said, just pick him up, Dad. And so we picked up Austin. And I asked him where he was going, and he was in between homeless shelters. He had gotten kicked out of one homeless shelter. He's headed to another. He had already walked 7 miles in the middle of the pouring rain. Nobody had stopped to help him, and he had been passed by probably 10,000 cars at that point. He was on a main road just in between two cities. And so I decided we'd take him up to that homeless shelter. And on the way, it was 4 days before Christmas. And on the way, I thought, well, what if we could do something a step further? What if we gave him some dignity and put him up in a hotel room, at least through Christmas, right? Let's put him in a hotel room through Christmas instead of a homeless shelter. And so we said, hey, Austin, you know what? We're gonna put you in a hotel room. And he kind of like got squeamish. It was like he didn't want to say no thanks, but part of him was like, eh. And so I was like, bro, you'd rather go to the homeless shelter than to a hotel? And he said, dude, they'll feed me at the homeless shelter. They won't feed me at a hotel. And so we said, okay, here's what we're going to do then. We're going to take you shopping. We're going to let you get 5 days of food for your hotel. And so my son Joel and I, we went to Walmart with Austin. And we walked around Walmart and let Austin pick out whatever food he wanted so that he could have his dignity, so he could celebrate Christmas in a hotel. And I took a picture. Of my son with Austin, because Austin told me the biggest thing that he needed, the biggest thing that would help him the most was a job. He simply couldn't get a job. A lot of people don't understand that there's homeless people want to get jobs, many of them, not all, but they don't have an address to put on a resume. They don't have a phone to get a call back. And so he wanted a job, so I took a picture of him and I posted in the Rise and Grind group. And I said, hey, this is Austin. We picked him up on the side of the road. He's homeless and he's looking for a job. Is there anybody that can help? Well, the Rise and Grind community. You guys didn't just get him a job, man. Within 24 hours, the kid had a job. Within 24 hours, the kid had a place to stay in a sober living house so that he could get off drugs. Within 24 hours, you had gotten him a cell phone. Within 24 hours, you had bought him an entire wardrobe of new clothes so he would look great for his interviews. Within 24 hours, the Rise and Grind community had completely poured into this young man, including we had put just over $3,000 that we didn't even ask for money. You guys just started donating it. And we put $3,000 aside that we were not going to give to him, but ultimately I would be the executor to make sure that it got used for the right purposes. Fast forward, Austin now... 2 going on 3 years later, it'll be 3 Christmases this Christmas. Fast forward, Austin has been sober since that day. Austin met a young lady. They are engaged. He has an incredible home. He's working 2 jobs and building his own business right now also, which is super cool. But man, you guys completely saved his life, dude. He's back with his family. He had been disconnected from his family for years. They're back together. You guys completely saved his life, man. And there's other stories, right? There's the stories where you guys donated stars on Facebook, and we took that money and we held up signs in downtown Lexington that said $50 and a hug. And we just gave homeless people a hug so they could feel seen, heard, and significant. And we gave them $50 gift cards to Subway right there downtown so they could eat lunch for the next week or maybe 2, get some $5 footlongs. And then there was, of course, the time where you guys all came together and donated money so that we could buy a lunch for the police officers. And this was right after the George Floyd incident. And there was a lot of tension with police officers and the people. And it was just put on the Rise and Grind hearts to go down to the local police department here in Lexington and just say, hey, we know this is a tough situation. We know this is tough times. We just want to buy you a warm meal. And then there's, of course, the time where we went out into the community with the donations that hashtag Rise and Grind submitted. And we went out into the community and we just handed out gift cards at a Walmart to the people that were in the parking lot just buying their groceries and going through the drive-through and tipping the drive-through people $100, making their day. And then there was that one time where we went to Cracker Barrel and we tipped our server $1,000 at Cracker Barrel, and she was a single mom of 3, and she just wept and wept and wept with joy. Overall, hashtag Rise and Grind offline, you guys have put together over $800,000 in funds that have ultimately made a massive impact on this planet. And then, of course, on top of that, there's all of the relationships that will forever exist within this community. The ripple effect that you have made as part of hashtag Rise and Grind will continue to ripple out into the future through those relationships and through those connections forever and ever and ever, for eternity. You see, folks, what the enemy doesn't want you to hear today is that the impact one person can make is so incredibly strong. It all just starts with one. Going live one time from a utility closet. And then when you draw together a community of like-hearted individuals, the impact that we can make when we're aligned in heart. We don't have to be aligned in thought. We don't have to be aligned in mind. We don't have to agree on politics. We don't have to agree on anything, really. But as long as we're aligned in heart, It's a forever impact. And so I am so grateful for the impact that you have helped me make through Rise and Grind over the last 4 years. And at the same time, I am challenging you as we evolve into Breakfast with Champions, as we evolve our ability to reach an impact. I am challenging you. I am challenging you to step up your game. Looking back, we've seen all that we have done. I can only imagine what we can do moving forward. Aligned in heart, children of God. Listen, friends, this is hashtag Rise and Grind. If you need more episodes, if you need more videos like this, you can go to glennlundy.com. We've got more episodes. If you have yet to get your tickets to join us live in person, please do so now. Go to growforgod.com. We'll be live in person November 5th through 7th in Lexington, Kentucky. If you absolutely cannot make it in person, you can get the virtual option, which again, we spent over $50,000 on the production. The virtual option will be spectacular. This is not a Zoom file. You will be getting all the different camera angles, incredible sound. You can experience it that way, but I challenge you, man, show up in person. If it's possible, show up in person, because though this particular episode, this show is coming to an end, we're just getting started with the mission. Literally just getting started. All right, my friends, I'm going to go hang out on Clubhouse for just a few minutes on today's very, very, very interesting of hashtag Rise and Grind. Know that I love you. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. And I'll be back here again tomorrow morning, because nothing can stop us. I will be back here again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to do this all over again on hashtag Rise and Grind. See ya.
Y'all, I am back. Let's talk about ways that we can
Stay
get
woke.
us back